Good morrow, my lovely little ghosts, and welcome to the Dark Orchard. I'm Laura, and today we're talking about wigs. Like I said in my intro, today I'm going to be talking about wigs. More specifically, I'm going to be talking about wigs you use in cosplay. So from my experience, most cosplayers, the first introduction to changing your hair to look like a character is either a cheap Halloween wig, a cheap wig from Amazon or eBay, or dyeing your own hair. So let's go through those. First, dyeing your own hair. I've seen this work okay, especially for like people who want their hair dark and they actually dye their hair dark and their hair just looks like the character for a few months. That works out fine. However, most people actually decide last minute, I'm going to dye my hair green or I'm going to dye my hair blue, and they use a semi-permanent dye or they do it just the night before, or they even use a spray dye, and it just does not turn out right. One time when I was at a convention, I was walking around the halls and I got behind a girl who was dressed like Nell from Bleach. She looked absolutely adorable. She had made her whole costume, but she had dyed her hair green, and I'm not sure what she used, but she obviously had done it that day just before she walked out on the con floor. And most conventions, even if it's in the winter, you're walking around a lot, so you get sweaty. And I'm not sure if it was sweat or if it was just where she had just freshly dyed it, but her back was green. The dye had rinsed out of her hair and down her back, dyeing her back and part of her legs green. And I don't even think she knew it. So that's the biggest downfall with trying to spray your hair or dye it the day before and just being that character all weekend. So the second kind of wig is a cheap Halloween wig. I actually have one right here. This is one of those like $5 wigs from Walmart, or I think this one is actually so old it came from Kmart. It's really thin. In the back especially, the wefts kind of thin out and you can see exactly where the hair's supposed to be, but the wefts are so thinned that it just doesn't work. These wigs are actually super shiny and they don't look like real hair at all, but they can look really cute. So I'm gonna pop this one on and show you what it looks like. Okay, so this wig is obviously, it needs some help. Usually when a wig turns out this bad, I put a beanie on and cover the back. The reason I have my hand up is that if I move it away, the blue will contrast out my colors and I'll turn really red and you'll be able to see every bit of my rosacea, so just bear with me. So this obviously isn't a wig that you would want to wear without a beanie. Wigs like this also feel really cheap. Okay, I had to come out of this. It was just super itchy and it was messing up my colors, so yeah. These kind of wigs are 100% synthetic. They are itchy. The caps are made of a really itchy material and they're shiny and the wefts show in the back, and it's not the best wig, but if you were doing an original character or you're doing a character that wears a hat, these wigs are perfectly fine. Even though they're not the best quality, if you hide your hair right, they'll work. They'll work for what you need them to work for. I don't really suggest using these if your character doesn't wear a hat, because you're going to see your actual hairline through the back of it. There's no fixing that unless you just added wefts in, and by that point you could have bought a different wig. These wigs are also not heat resistant, so you can't style it. Once it loses its curl, like this one's losing its curl, that's it. Like, you can't restyle it. The most you can do with it is to take dry curlers and wrap the hair around it and then spray it down with Got to Be Glued, and then take the curler out and it will sort of hold that curl shape. So that is the Superstore, Kmart, Walmart style wigs. The next wig style that I'll talk about is the eBay, Amazon $10 to $15 wig. This actually happens quite a lot. Okay, so with like the eBay, Amazon $10 to $15 wigs, you get a much better quality. As you can see, it takes a lot to actually see the wefts or the cap through the hair. So you get a lot of hair for a little bit of money. The cap itself looks like this. And it comes with the little hooks on the back where you can adjust the sizing to fit your head. So it can fit anywhere from a large size head to a small head, and you can just adjust it to fit. So yeah, with these wigs you get a good bang for your buck. The only downside with these is that they don't actually come with a hairline. And it does typically somewhat look natural because the cap is going to be a skin color. However, your hair does not just spiral from one spot, where this one looks like it does. Typically these wigs also come unstyled, which is super awesome for cosplayers who need it to look a specific way. I took like 3, 4, 5, I took a lot of them, and I took out the wefts, and I seam ripped the wefts, and made my Jessie wig out of it. So the hair is actually a very good quality, and most of these are heat resistant. So you can style them that way as well. You can run a flat iron through them on a low setting, or you can curl them on a low setting and spray it down so that it holds the curl. Between spending the $5 to $10 on a Superstore wig or spending the extra $5 to $10 on an eBay, Amazon, other cheap wig, go with that one because it will look nicer, and these are actually the wigs that I use for most of my characters because it's cheap and it's easy to style and you can just do so much with it for a good, decent price. Also, through Amazon, eBay, you can buy 100% Japanese fiber wigs. And typically these have more of a realistic look. They run around $16 a piece usually. Sometimes you can get them on sale, but they actually have a realistic hairline. See how this one has that crease down the middle? So this is a middle part. I think it was actually advertised as Black Widow, but we use it for Charlie from Supernatural. The Japanese fiber, like the other, actually holds heat very well. Low settings, of course, and they look more realistic. The hair is more matte than shiny, and I think it just moves more like real hair. It has a nice shape. It looks more realistic. So if you're going for a realistic look rather than an anime kind of look, the Japanese fiber wigs are the ones for you. They're still very affordable. They're not out of a cosplayer's price range, but they're not an Arta wig, for example. They're a decent quality for what you need it for. This is actually another Japanese fiber wig. It's a little bit more shiny than the other one, but this one has a skin top or a skin cap, which means that when you look at the part, even though it does have a specific part that will only work for certain things, when you look at the part, it looks like real skin, so it blends in more with your actual hair. See how the fibers look like they're actually coming out of the skin top? And then of course we have the adjustable band at the back. Something I didn't mention with the Superstore wigs is that they don't have a structure or a strong band inside of them, so they're really flimsy, and unless you bobby pin every few inches, they will probably slide while you wear them. It's not recommended that you wear them for an extended amount of time, like a full day convention. But these, all you have to do is tighten them in the back, maybe bobby pin at the ears, and you're good to go all day. The skin cap itself can be a little shiny when you first get it, but a trick is to just add some baby powder to it and rub it in, or some dry shampoo and just rub it in, and it'll get rid of that shine and look more realistic. Another style wig I want to talk about is the flipped bang wig or the faux front wig. And that is a wig that has sewn its wefts in the opposite direction for your bangs. See how these wefts are sewn against the grain on the wig cap so that they come outwards instead of folding to the side or inward like most wigs. And it also comes with these grips and a really sturdy cap. And then you get into the wefts here that are very nicely arranged. So these wigs can usually be found on Amazon for about 20 bucks or under, and they're extremely good quality. I love a wig that has a flipped bang because you don't have to worry about how it sits and make sure that you have it bobby pinned correctly because you know those bangs aren't going anywhere. I call this wig the Buffy. I eventually would like to use this wig for a Buffy cosplay. It's nice, it's full. I love this wig so much and I've had it for years and I've never been able to actually wear it for a character. My mind just can't get past Buffy. So this is like a dream wig of mine. But that's beside the point. So the bang part is down where the rest of it goes in opposite direction. So you don't have to worry about your hairline showing because it's got you covered. And it actually does kind of look like it has a hairline attached to it because of the way that the wefts were flipped. The last style wig I'm going to talk about today is a lace front wig. This brand, I believe it's Khalees. I could be wrong. You can find this brand on Amazon, and it is the cheapest route to a lace front wig. In case you don't know what a lace front wig is, let me show you. This is the lace front wig. This is also the wig I was wearing in the intro. It's my favorite wig. I wear it constantly, which is why it looks so beat up. The thing with lace front wigs is they usually come with a veil of lace that comes down to about your nose line, and then depending on how you're going to wear it, you trim that lace to the hairline, which I've already done with this wig because I wear it so much. You see with this one that it's not a full lace wig. Sometimes you can get really expensive ones that are full cap lace, but this is just a front lace cap or a lace front wig where it's just at the front, and you can see where I have trimmed it. And then you see that you can actually split it in different ways to have a different part, and it actually comes with these awesome little clips that slide into your own hair / wig cap to make it secure. So this is my favorite kind of wig to wear. However, they're typically on the pricey range. This was actually a gift from a follower. I believe they run about $50. But they're absolutely beautiful. They look natural. They look like they are part of you. But lace front wigs are, in my opinion, the best wigs to do for cosplay, but they're not always affordable. This is the only one I have, and like I said, it was a gift from a follower. I did not spend the $50 on this wig, but someone did, and I'm extremely grateful. I actually used this wig for a lot of different characters, but most recently I used it for Mara, a bombshell Mara. But I'll show you some pictures of me actually wearing this wig in cosplay so you can see how it just kind of blends and looks really nice. Lace front wigs are typically heat resistant and they take different forms of heat very well. They take styling very well. You can do basically anything you need to do with a lace front wig for your cosplay. I did mention Arda wigs earlier, so let me explain what Arda wigs is. Arda, sort of like Bellamy and those other cosplay brands, they have fantastic wigs. A lot of them are lace front. A lot of them offer really thick, perfect quality hair. You can order samples from Arda, I believe, and pick your perfect color. You can pick your length, just everything custom for your character. However, The starting price for those wigs is 40 bucks, and they range from 40 up to like 200 for like ponytail wigs and things. If you are planning to cosplay this character non-stop at big conventions, if you're doing like a contest piece and this wig is just that last finishing touch that's going to make everything look beautiful, if you're doing this character that means so much to you that you're going to wear it time and time again, go ahead and spend the $50 to $200 on this wig. Cosplay can be simple and cosplay can be cheap. It all depends on how you want to do it. And, you know, selecting a wig like that, even if it's a $5 wig, it at least gives you the color hair that your character has. Especially if you're devoting a lot of time into your cosplay or making your cosplay, because I personally know that takes so long to do. And you don't want to just half do the other part of it, which is your wig selection or your hair selection. I actually know some people who don't need wigs for specific characters because their natural hair is full and beautiful and works wonders for the actual character. But more times than not, you need a little help. And wigs are that little bit of help. So check out all these different wig options. I hope this was somewhat helpful for you. If you have any other wig questions, please comment down below. I'm more than happy to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come around again soon. Say bye. Bye. About see how it just kind of see. I actually wore a really cheap Ariel wig. I've since upgraded my Ariel wig, and I hope that one day I will be able to afford the Glam and Gore / Bellamy collab that is absolutely gorgeous. If you haven't seen it, I'll pop a picture in. This wig is my dream Ariel wig. I'm going to be using, and there you go. Blonde washes me out and pops out my rosacea, but this is what the wig will look like on. Yes, I threw a beanie on because anytime that I throw on a light colored wig, the beanie helps contrast the colors so that my camera doesn't go, ah, like it sometimes does. Whoa. Gross. Don't do that. Ow. Actually, I really love this wig, and I hope that one day I get to use it on something. If I can ever get it off. Note to self, don't wear wigs without wig caps. Ow. Another style wig I want to talk about is the flipped bang big, or I'll take this off first. And this is a middle part. Yeah. This one's losing its curl.